and it is Caitlin Riley in the circle for the Crimson Tide.
When we talked to Caitlin Riley earlier this week, she said her go-to pitch, that pitch that she is known for, is the drop ball, and I'd imagine she's going to try to use that pitch a lot today, especially like you mentioned, Eric, with that wind swirling up in the air. She's going to do whatever she can to try to keep the Oklahoma Sooners in the ballpark in today's game.
Take a look at the Oklahoma lineup presented by Capital One, and it starts at the very top. She can get on base, she can produce runs, and she hit a 2-run home run yesterday.
And so far in this year's NCAA tournament, she's just 6 for 10 with 4 home runs, just the tone setter right there at the top of this Oklahoma lineup. Had that big home run yesterday. Moved into the leadoff spot a couple of weeks ago, but she has thrived, setting the tone for the rest of this offense.
So you can see the flags blowing out towards center, and the crowd coming to their feet. Game 2 of this 3-game series. That means Oklahoma, the visiting team, Alabama, the home team, and the crowd here packed into Loves Field and ready to go. A win for Oklahoma, and they head up the road to OKC in the Women's College World Series. And the first pitch, ball 1 from Riley to Pickering, first team all-conference selection in the SEC. You see what she's done in her NCAA tournament career, 2 seasons, 18 games, hit her 10th home run, and she's done it in 47 at-bats. Robbie Guest calls a strike. It's 1-1.
Mid-60s, even to upper 60s with that drop ball is what you're going to see from Caitlin Riley. Likes to work it on both sides of the plate, but the key for her today, along with that drop ball, is to mix speeds. You're going to see her throw 2 different types of off-speed pitches. She throws an off-speed curveball, and she throws more of a traditional changeup, and she is going to have to use all of those today and really rely on that infield defense behind her to make some plays.
Ahead in the count to Pickering, 1-2. Tried to check her swing, did not. Called out by the plate umpire. No check at the third base umpire spot. Strikeout for Riley, 1 down.
Riley goes back down in the zone, 67 miles per hour. This hard drop ball starts at the knees, ends up down at the ground. Let's take a look at the side swing here. Pretty close, maybe. Went on that one. Probably could have gone either way.
I'll bring up Ella Parker. Ball 1. That was strikeout number 64 on the season for Riley in 117 innings of work. Not a big strikeout pitcher, as Madison mentioned. Throw that drop, put it in play, and let your excellent defense for Alabama go to work. Just 3 errors committed in the last 13 games for Alabama.
And that was an area that they really worked on right about the middle of the season, kind of a turning point for them. You look back at some of the games in the early part of the year, a lot of walks, a lot of free passes, and a lot of defensive mistakes made along with them. And that's ultimately what led to some big innings for the opponents. So for Coach Patrick Murphy, a point of emphasis for them was to, 1, limit the walks, but also to shore up the defense. Have to be able to give your pitchers confidence when they're out there in the circle that you're going to be able to make those routine plays.
Inside for ball 3, 3-1 to Parker, who was 1 for 3 on Friday, 4 for 13 in the NCAA tournament with a home run, but that's not lowercase home run, that's all caps home run.
A couple of exclamation points home run.
Big swing, 3-2 now to the sophomore. Well, getting off to a good start, vital, of course, in an elimination game, but it has been a struggle for Riley. She gets off to a good start here. Good things happening, and good things happening here for Parker. Sends it down to the corner, looking 2 all the way. Little bobble in the right field corner. It's a 1-out double for Ella Parker.
Ella Parker swung and missed on an off-speed pitch earlier in this at-bat. Caitlin Riley goes back to that same off-speed, so it's 58 miles per hour. A little bit of upspin on this. Watch the defense shift over to the right side of the field. Salen Hawkins, the shortstop, moves all the way over to the right side of the field, and Ella Parker is still able to hit into the shift, end up with a double over at second base. All of those off-speed pitches, the defense anticipating that the lefties in the lineup are going to pull it to the right side.
Swinging at the first pitch is Sydney Barker, played by Salen Hawkins at shortstop, 2 down. Just 1 error for Alabama's defense in the NCAA tournament. After a slow start in that category, they have shored up the defense, and it's a big reason why they're in the position they are right now, playing in the Super Regional round in Norman. Here's Gabby Garcia. She takes ball one. Garcia, the outstanding freshman shortstop for Oklahoma, second team all-conference selection in the SEC, 18 home runs, which is tied with Pickering for the team lead. Rounded to first. Dukeshires got it, and it is a very good first inning for Caitlin Riley. Outside of that double, scoreless. Here comes Bama to the plates. Starts with the freshman, Vandegrift, who steps in against Kirsten Deal. And takes ball one. A little peek from Emmerling back to the plate umpire. Robbie Guest wondering where that pitch was, and you could tell the crowd was there to support the catcher for Oklahoma. That's out of play. It's 1-1.
Kirsten Deal, the lefty, you're going to see her throw that curveball to both sides of the plate. That's the pitch that she's going to throw consistently in the mid-60s. Likes to work up in the zone with the rise ball as well, but her ability to mix speeds with her different off-speed pitches, has more of her traditional changeup, also has an off-speed curveball that she's going to work in there as well.
Just missed. It's 2-1. Vandegrift at 399 on the season. That means she has dropped under the 400 mark for the first time in her career. Against Washington in her collegiate debut was 2 for 3. Never dropped under 400 until here in Norman when she went 0 for 3 yesterday.
She's had an outstanding season so far for the Crimson Tide. 50 stolen bases on the year. And you know she's hoping to be able to add to that stolen base tally in today's ball game.
Counts full, 3-2. Blazing speed with Vandegrift. If she knocks something on the ground, odds are Oklahoma will be hard pressed to get her at first, but this Oklahoma defense, outstanding. 3-2. Little bloop out to left field. He'll stay up there for Pickering, who's got it. One away. Just feels like the more that Oklahoma can keep Patrick Murphy's leadoff hitter in the dugout and not on the base paths, huge advantage for Oklahoma.
Well, we've been talking about it right from the beginning of the year for Alabama. They want to be able to put pressure on the defense with their speed, but you can't do that until you get on the base paths and set the table for some of the other hitters in your lineup. So I guarantee that's a big point of emphasis for Oklahoma. Keep Vandegrift off the bases.
Ball one to Lauren Johnson. 0 for 3 yesterday. 344 on the season. Sophomore playing left field. Looking to bunch her way on. Fouls it off for strike one. Johnson 3 for 13. 3 runs batted in the NCAA tournament. Tournament began in Tuscaloosa with Alabama going 3-0 in the Tuscaloosa Regional. Wins over Jackson State and defeating Virginia Tech twice. It's up for a ball, 2-1. Deal did pitch in that series against Alabama, where the Crimson Tide took 2 out of 3 in the regular season. Made a start, went 2 1/3, gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. 2 innings pitched in the regional round here in Norman. It's in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Popped up, shallow right field. Barker calls for it, 2 down.
Going to see a lot of those fly ball outs.
Ball one to Hevelin. Callie having a great final season in Tuscaloosa. Second team all-conference selection in the SEC, leading the team with 14 home runs. Emmerling wants to go out and talk to Deal.
At the same time, Coach Patrick Murphy going to have a chat with Hevelin and Alexis Papillo, who is over there in the on-deck circle. when you look at Callie Heflin's numbers too over the course of this season, she's improved in every offensive category, but really minimizing the amount of strikeouts. Last year had 37 strikeouts. This year, just 16 strikeouts on the season. 17 strikeouts after yesterday's ball game.
That misses for a ball. That was just interesting because while the catcher went to talk to the pitcher, Patrick Murphy talked to Heflin and to the on-deck hitter, Alexis Papillo, and Murphy said, go tell them, and Alexis sprinted over and walked down the dugout, passing along the message from Murphy about something he's seeing with the pitcher for Oklahoma.
That's where you're gaining information every single pitch, and you can watch film, and even having played against Oklahoma earlier this year, you're still trying to figure out what their game plan is coming into this ball game. What pitches are they going to go after your offense with? And that's where you want to be able to translate that information to your teammates as quickly as possible.
3-0 to Heflin. It's in there for a strike. Well, Murphy, after yesterday's loss, said game 1 of a 3-game series is when you gather information. There's information gathering in game 2 as well, apparently, because you have to win 2.
It never stops.
It never stops. You have to win 2 games. It's a simple statement, but as we've seen with Alabama the last 2 years, as Heflin walks with 2 down, they've dropped the opener in the Super Regional round each of the last 2 years, came back to win the Super to advance on to OKC.
And I think that's a matter, too, of being able to gather, especially in a game like today with your season on the line.
Papillo swings at the first pitch, ground ball to second. Agbayani over to Sanders, and that will do it for Alabama in the first. Scoreless after 1 in Norman.